Only moments ago, the markets closed on Wall Street. Stocks made a very, very strong showing. Let's go straight to Karina Huber. She's watching all of this up on Wall Street. What happened, Karina?
Well, Wolf, nothing happened stateside to drive the markets higher because we had that holiday, so no corporate earnings, no econ data. The focus really was on Europe, and the news coming out of that region was pretty good. We heard from France and Germany over the weekend that they were committed to recapitalizing the banks and fighting the Eurozone debt crisis. So we saw really the financials take off today, even though it was a broad-based rally with all 30 Dow components ending in positive territory. It was the banks that really shone. We saw that Bank of America closed up more than 6%, Citigroup up more than 7%. But keep in mind, the devil is in the details, and at this point, we don't know exactly what Europe plans on doing when it comes to the Eurozone debt crisis. Those details are expected to come in about 3 weeks from now, so we will have a lot of uncertainty in the weeks to follow. We have seen these wild swings throughout the past 2 months, which is signs of an unhealthy market, so do expect volatility in the days ahead.
Yeah, any day it goes up 330 points. That's good news for a lot of investors. Karina, thanks very much.
Stronger than expected. It got rid of some of the jitters, but Karina Huber is at the New York Stock Exchange and joins me now. And Karina, frankly, nobody's going to do much ahead of that jobs report on Friday.
Yes, Richard, I think that is a safe assessment. There's quite a bit of hesitation today ahead of that all-important, the big kahuna of the econ data, the employment report. We're expecting about 80 to 100,000 new jobs created last month. The unemployment rate, though, is sort of a wild card. It could remain unchanged at 9.1%, but it could go higher, so we could get a mixed bag. So, yes, Richard, safe to say a bit of hesitation today. We've got a real choppy session, a seesaw trade on the day where stocks have been sort of dipping in and out of the green, but they are trading low right now with the Dow down by 85 points or about 0.7%. Now, what could be weighing on stocks is the White House's growth outlook for this year. It lowered its estimate down to 1.7% from its previous 2.7% estimate. Richard?
Okay, now, I have a theory, which, of course, you can debunk and tell me is absolute nonsense. I think that after the awfulness of August, this is the week that people, particularly with the holiday weekend coming up, the vacation long weekend, people have decided if we're going to get a break, this is the weekend, this is the week to do it. Any truth in that, or am I just sort of off beam?
You know, we've seen some nice trading sessions at the beginning of the week, but a bit of a pullback right now, as I said, ahead of that employment report. Now, the question is, will investors get back into the game after we saw those sharp sell-offs a month earlier? Seems like a good time to buy, especially if you want to hold. But at the same time, there are a lot of unknowns right now about how the economy is going to do in the U.S., also in Europe. So I wouldn't bet my house on this being a strong month because, keep in mind, historically, September is the worst performing month of the whole year. So don't bet all your money on that one, Richard.
Come on, Karina. It's barely September the 1st and you're pouring water. All right,
the New York Stock Exchange. What do we know about this? I mean, nobody's allowed to use a cell phone. Does it make a difference?
Hi, Suzanne. Well, this is a tricky question, and some groups are getting revved up about the proposal. There's an organization funded by auto insurers called the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety. They studied crash rates before and after bans were enacted in various states. And what their report found is that while bans did result in fewer drivers actually using their phones, they did not result in a reduction in crash rates. And they found similar results in states with text messaging bans. So the lesson, according to this report, is that phones aren't the problem, drivers are. And the argument is that distracted driving is a much broader problem than just phone use. I mean, you've got radio, you've got billboards to look at to keep your eyes off the road. So how to reduce crash rates is a tricky business. And the hubbub comes after the National Transportation Safety Board's recommendation that states ban all use of not only handheld devices, but also hands-free phones while driving. And such a ban would be a big deal for automakers because they've invested heavily in hands-free systems, which would be banned under the NTSB's proposal. So you can bet there'll be a lot of resistance to this recommendation. Suzanne?
Yeah, and you see people doing all kinds of things when they're driving, putting on makeup or, you know, eating or whatever, and even watching videos.
Reading
it's
magazines.
Unbelievable. That's right.
Right.